Breaking news. Olusegun Obasanjo says, I am already sweating, lamenting high cost of diesel on his business, the fish farming and what have you. We all know that the former president of Nigeria is greatly involved, in farming. He said it's a second nature. But the guy is crying and he said, I'm sweating the high cost of diesel. Obasanjo attacks Buhari, tells Buhari, you caused this. I was once the president. I know what is there. How come things are so expensive? What have you done to the opportunity that was given to you? Okay, it's unfair. If I, former president, am feeling this way, and the minimum wage or the minimum salary is about 30,000 naira plus, how are people surviving? Lagos to Abuja is now 100,000 naira, by flights. The roads, God save us. The airway expensive. Even the trains, God save us. So these are things that are happening, and it is high time we begin to pay attention to the fact that what is going on is not about me. It's a collective eyes looking at these things together. Please don't forget to give us a thumbs up, like us, share, subscribe. Thank you. I am sweating over the high cost of diesel. Obasanjo attacks Buhari. Former Nigerian President Chief Olusegun Obasanjo on Tuesday attacked the government of President Muhammadu Buhari over the high cost of diesel. He spoke on Tuesday in Abeokuta, Ogun State, the capital, during the Southwest Fish Farmers Congress held at the Olusegun Obasanjo Presidential Library, OOPL. The former president lamented that with the current price of diesel at 800 naira per litre, production of a kilogram of fish is now 1,400. He said in order to make even a little margin profit, the farmers could not sell less than 500 naira, as anything short of that amounts to outright loss. The price of diesel has gone too high because the management of the country is not what it should be. We have incompetent hands handling the affairs of the country. This is the resultant effect. As in it, we can simply see disorganization affecting us all. Obasanjo added that what happened was that those of us who had to use a bit of diesel in producing fish, we will completely go bankrupt. And when that happened, Nigeria will still have to eat fish. He decried that fish production would be out of reach, and then people will be producing fish outside Nigeria and be dumping it into the country. The same thing you don't want to is what you eventually start getting because you have not put your house in order. Imports will continue to rise, and then our naira will continue to go down. How many of us are using diesel? Do you understand what the price is saying? It is affecting every single one of us. And yet the government cannot put that into consideration. That when people can no longer find it in Nigeria, they will import. And that will bring about more dissatisfaction to our currency. You see what is going on? If we can come together and work at it to sustain fish production and to make sure that we care for those who are eating it, I think then we'll be heading in the right direction. How many of you are using diesel in your production? Because I use diesel and I am already sweating. I'm already sweating, he lamented. Well, my people, it's not just Olusegun Obasanjo who is feeling the heat. It's not just Olusegun Obasanjo all across the country. Okay, from fish production to dairy production to even our farmlands. Look at the cost of feeding. Look at the cost of food production. Why? Because this insecurity situation is making things rather too and so difficult. Yeah, so when there is insecurity, who will feel? You heard last week that somebody, your brother, your sister, that neighbor, that person went to the farm and did not return. Don't you know, as a normal human being with right thinking capacity and mentality, would fear not consume you, and the person's farm, both of you stands on the boundaries of your farm, and you just have a little bit of chat and go back to work. They said people that came to farm at the other day, every one of them was gone. You were only saved by a stroke of luck because probably you just said, you know what, let me rest today. So who will want to go to farm the next day? Exactly. That's what is happening in Nigeria with the insecurity situation. So those who are sincerely, involved in food production are tired of the devastation, do not want to go to the farm, are scared or worried, and do not want to jeopardize their life, and so that has hindered food production. Now, even the cost of living. What about the economy? Where is the job? Every day, our university, tertiary institution is gushing out, graduates, different capacity, and ability and strength. And yet, disclaimer, this is not to say anyone should get involved in any crime. If you do that, you are caught, you'll be dealt with. But why do you think people go into crime like Yahoo, Yahoo, and the rest of them? It is not a yardstick for anyone to commit crime, like I earlier reiterated. However, these are some of the, things that drag these young ones into lines that, are not right, because there seemingly feels like there is no hope, no opportunity. Looking at your parents who worked so hard, did everything they can to get you through school. Now you are out of school, you're still depending on them, even to buy your boxers. How does it feel? It's not because your hands are withered or your legs are lame, but because there is just no opportunity. Okay, let me go into farming. Look at what is going on with security situation. How can one truly survive in a nation where things have become tough than tough? So we really need God, to be quite candid. I know some people have asked me before, Madam, now God, now go do the work. But let me tell you something. If God fight for us, we will, because this insecurity, can you see your soldiers and police, the mobiles? If they cannot do it, then nobody can. If they have failed and nobody can do it, if God does not help, I don't know what else is remaining. For me, that's the last result. That's the last resort. And so we must turn to God for help. The European countries you're using to compare yourself, it's not the same thing everywhere. It's two different scenarios altogether. It's not. They have 4 seasons, we have 2 seasons. For starters, we are not on the same pedestal. You cannot use a very tall man and a tall woman to do a competition where they needed to bring something out of a high, dealing with height. Of course, the one that has height advantage would have already been in an advantageous position. Is that a fair game? The answer is no. There must be a game that cuts across the lines, so much so that one does not have, whether short, height, tall, fat, slim, any of those such advantage. To a large extent, the game is played in fairness. In that light, you can say all the rules, protocol duly observed. Now you can play the game. And at the end of the day, may the best man win. So these are some of the things that are going on. If Olusegun Obasanjo, yes, former president of Nigeria, is crying for production of food, God help us. God help us. Please, let's think about it. The decisions we're about to make, and let's make them, informed decision that could better our lives. Leave us a comment. God bless. Bye for now.